For the first part, I will show you our database system in PHP.MyAdmin. So basically, we have 8 tables in our database system. So let's move to our database. After you log into PHP.MyAdmin, you can click here. You can see the overview of our database system. So basically, I want to show you the users table. We have the 3 users, which is the student, supervisor, and the panel. Let's move to the student table first. For the student table, we have the student ID as our primary key. We use the integer type for our primary key. For the DOB attribute, we use the date type. For the created at and the updated at, we use the timestamp type. And the others attribute, we use the varchar. So let's move to the next table, which is the supervisor table. We use the supervisor ID as our primary key. And despite we have the staff ID as our foreign key, these 2 attributes we use the integer type, and the created at, the updated at, we use the timestamp type. And the others attribute, we use the varchar. And that's all for the supervisor table. And we move to the next table, which is the panel table. For the panel table, we have panel ID as our first attribute, which is the primary key. And the type, we use integer. And the created at, updated at, we use the timestamp. And the others attribute, we use the varchar. So that's all for our users table.
This table shows the structure of the proposer table in our system. The primary key is proposer ID, which uniquely identifies each proposal. The project ID links the proposer to its Capstone project. This table stores proposer details such as the proposer title, problem statement, and objective. The status column shows the proposal progress, for example, pending or approved. The submission date records when the proposal is submitted. The supervisor feedback column stores comments from the supervisor. The mark column is used to store the score given for the proposal. For file handling, the table includes file path, file name, and file size. Lastly, created at and updated at are used to track when the proposal record is created and updated. Overall, this table manages proposal submission, evaluation, and feedback. This table shows the structure of the Capstone project table in our database. The primary key is project ID, which uniquely identifies each Capstone project. This table also includes student ID and supervisor ID to show which student owns the project and which supervisor is assigned. For project details, we store the project title, project type, project description, and objective. The project timeline is recorded using start date and end date. The status column shows the current progress of the project, such as active or completed, and semester shows when the project is registered. Lastly, created at and updated at are used to track when the project record is created and last updated.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nina Salina binti Suzuki, and I would like to present my part, which is the first one, the final submission table in the Capstone project management system. So this project is used to store information related to the final submission of a Capstone project, and then it records the file submitted by the student, the submission date, remarks, and marks after the evaluation. And then as you can see here, the primary key for this table is the submission underscore ID. It is an auto increment field, which means each final submission record has a unique identifier. And then the field project underscore ID is a foreign key. It links this table to the Capstone project table, ensuring that each final submission belongs to one specific project. And then we have the file path and file name fields. Store the location and the name of the submitted field, such as the final report. The file size field stores the size of the uploaded file, which helps in monitoring upload limits. And then the remarks field allows supervisors to give comments or feedback on the final submission. The submission date records the date when the student submits the final project. And then we have the status field, shows the submission status such as submitted, and helps track whether the submission has been completed or not. As for these two, the created at and updated at fields automatically record when the submission is created and last updated. So this helps in tracking changes and maintaining record history. The mark field stores the final marks given after the evaluation. So this table supports the business rule that each capstone project can have only one final submission, ensuring data consistency. And then I will be moving on to the next table, the presentation table in the capstone project. This table is used to manage and store information related to capstone project presentations. It records the presentation schedule, venue, assigned panel, and also the presentation status. So the first one, the primary key for this table is the presentation _ ID. It is an auto-increment field that uniquely identifies each presentation record. And then we have the project _ID field links to the presentation to a specific capstone project. So this one is the foreign keys. And then we have the other foreign keys, which is the panel _ID that links the presentation to the panel member involved in the evaluation. And then we have the venue field, stores the location where the presentation will be held. The presentation date and the presentation time fields store the date and time of the presentation. The status field shows the current presentation status such as scheduled or completed. The created at and updated at fields automatically record when the presentation data is created and updated. So this table supports the business rule that each capstone project must have one scheduled presentations. So it helps to organize and manage presentation schedules in a structured and also in a systematic way. We're moving on to the evaluation table. So for this table, it's used to store evaluation and assessment results for each capstone project. It records marks given for proposal, presentation, and also the final submission, along with the comments and grades. So the primary key for this table is the evaluation _ID. It is an auto-increment field that uniquely identifies each evaluation record. And then for this table, we have three foreign keys. The first one is the presentation _ID field that links the evaluation to the project presentation session. And then we also have the panel _ID field, links the evaluation to the panel member who conducted the evaluation. And then we have the panel _ID field, links the evaluation to a specific capstone project. And then moving on to the evaluation marks. For the mark structure, the evaluation marks are separated into different components. So the first one, we have the proposal mark mark stores the marks for the proposal evaluation. And then we have the final submission _mark stores the mark for the final project submission. And then we have the presentation _mark stores the marks for the project presentation. And then the evaluation type field indicates the type of evaluation such as proposal, presentation, or final. And then we have the comments field that allows the panel members to provide feedback on the project. And then we have the overall marks that stores the total marks calculated from all evaluation components. And then overall mark. And then we have the grade field that stores the final grade given to the student, such as the A or B or C. Moving on to the evaluation date _date fields, it records the date when the evaluation was conducted. And then we have the created at and updated at fields that automatically records when the evaluation data is created and updated. So this table supports the business rule that a project can receive multiple evaluations from different panel members. So this evaluation table plays an important role in managing academic assessments by storing structured marks, grades, and also feedback for Capstone project. That's all from me. Thank you.
This diagram shows the Entity Relationship Diagram or ERD for a Capstone project management system. First, we have student and capstone project. Each student carries one capstone project and each project belongs to one student. Next, the supervisor supervises the capstone project, which means one supervisor can supervise many projects, but each project is supervised by only one supervisor. After that, the student submits a proposal. A student can submit proposals, and each proposal is linked to a specific capstone project. Each capstone project has a proposal, and later it also has one final submission. This shows the project progress from proposal stage to final submission. Then, the capstone project has a presentation. This presentation will be evaluated by the panel. The panel evaluates the presentation and also does an evaluation. Finally, the capstone project receives the evaluation result. Overall, this ERD shows the full flow of a capstone project starting from student, assignment, supervision, proposal submission, presentation, and ending with evaluation.
Now let me show you on how our system works. So this is the index page of our system. So to create new account, just click get started. But if you already have an account, you can just click login here and type in your username and your password and click sign in as student. So this is the overview of the student dashboard. And first, let's go to my profile. So this profile shows your personal information and also your academic info. And you can also change password here. Now let's go to create project. You can fill in your information regarding your project. And just type in project title, project type, choose your supervisor, and your start date, and put on your project description, project objective, and also the expected outcomes. Finally, just create Capstone project. So this is the Capstone project that you have created. So you can go to view details to view them, and you can view the proposal submission. Next, we go back to dashboard and click my project. So in this project, it shows the same layout as earlier, where you can also view details and see your status. Now let's go to submit proposal. So to submit proposal, you can just select your project and put on your proposal title and click to add your file and insert your problem statement and also your objective and click submit proposal. So as you can see here, the proposal has been submitted. Next, let's go back to dashboard and click submission. To upload our first submission, just click on the button and select the project and also click to add any file and to add any remarks, but this is optional. Just click submit. And this is the submission that we have submitted. Next, let's go back to dashboard and click presentation. So as you can see, there is no presentation schedule, but your supervisor will schedule the presentation if you have completed your submission and your proposal. Next, let's go to dashboard and click evaluation. And here, your supervisor haven't evaluate you yet, so we have no grade yet. So when you have done your presentation, your mark will be released here and you can see your grade and your average mark. Now let's go back to dashboard. To log out, you can just click log out. To log in as supervisor, just click supervisor and type in your username and also your password. And click sign in as supervisor. So this is the layout of supervisor dashboard. And first, let's go to my profile. So here it is personal information of supervisor and their professional info. Change password, and if you want to change, you can just change it here. Now let's go back to dashboard. Next, let's go to supervise project. So here you can see all the projects that have been created and also the student with their own project. So you can just click view to view them. And you can also use filter and also search function to find your student or semester project and anything. Now let's go back to dashboard and click review proposal. So here we have the pending review for our proposal, and you can also click approve or reject and also view details. You can also view PDF and download them. Next, let's go back to dashboard and click project evaluation. So in project evaluation, you can evaluate your students based on their project. So as you can see here, we also have the function of evaluate proposal, evaluate reports, evaluate overalls. And you can also click all evaluation to go back to the previous page. Click presentation. So here you can schedule new presentation, or you can also update the status, delete them, and also you can also view the details. And next, let's go back to dashboard and click report and analysis. So here you can view the report and analysis for your student and their performance. And here you can also print your report. And now let's go back, and to log out, just click log out button. To log in as panel, just click panel, type in your username and also your password, and click sign in as panel. So here this is the layout of the panel dashboard. And first, let's go to my profile. Here you can view personal information, professional info, and also you can also change your password here. Now let's go back to dashboard and click assign presentation. So here is the presentation that have been assigned to us, and you can also view the details. So here it shows the project file and also the detail regarding the project, and also the student information and also the supervisor information. Now let's go back to this and go back to dashboard. Now let's go to evaluation. So as you can see here, there is no evaluation form because we haven't evaluated any presentation yet. So you can also view presentation here. Since this presentation haven't happened yet, so we can evaluate anything yet. So here you can see the schedule of the presentation of the project that has been assigned to panel. As you can see here, this is the calendar view with the presentation that are scheduled for this day, and also you can view details here and also view all schedule for this month. Now let's go back to the dashboard. And to log out, you can just click log out here.